Hello YouTube, welcome back to Assetto Corsa. Don't know what day this is going up on. Should be a Wednesday, but hey, you never know. Things are a bit crazy. Today I am reviewing the Porsche 911R. Yeah, not RS, not GT3, R. 911R. This is a... well, it's the GT3 RS in a way, or the GT3 in a way, but it's designed more for the road and it's got a manual gearbox, so that immediately makes it better. Take you straight through the specs on this. It's got a 4-litre flat 6 engine, which is exactly the same engine that you get in the GT3 RS, which I tested a couple of weeks ago. Now that engine, that does mean that you get 493 brake horsepower, or 500-ish brake horsepower I suppose, at 8,250 RPM, and the same amount of torque as the GT3 RS, which I cannot remember, at 6,250 RPM. Now the thing is though, because this is a manual gearbox, you actually have, at least in this manual gearbox, there's less of a loss through the actual gearbox in terms of power. So essentially this could be more powerful than the GT3 RS, but hey, you don't know. I mean, it may be, it may not be. As far as we know, it's just 493 or 500 brake horsepower. 0 to 60 is in 3.8 seconds, and top speed is 201 miles per hour. So that's quite a fast car. 201 miles per hour. You're talking Ferrari F40 top speed, and it weighs 1,250 kilograms dry weight anyway, and that's a bit lighter, not massive amount, but a good 1,300, was it 1.3 tons, wasn't it? 50 kilos lighter than the the GT3 RS. Now why is it lighter? Well, first of all, it doesn't have that flappy paddle gearbox, so without the flappy paddle gearbox, naturally it is going to be lighter. It also has some different carbon fiber components and stuff like that, which makes it a bit lighter. And you've also got some sound insulation that's been taken out of the car as well, so that makes it lighter as well. And you just a few bits and bobs here and there that makes the car lighter. Most importantly though, this car feels like a 911. Remember when I said the GT3 RS, it didn't feel like any car I'd previously driven. It didn't really feel like a 911. This feels like a 911, despite having the same engine from the GT3 RS, despite having a number of bits and bobs just taken out of the sports or the race versions of the cars. This feels like a 911. So what else about this car is that may be of interest? Not much more in terms of the actual car, because the rest of it we're going to actually describe and experience in Assetto Corsa. So here we go. Modeling and texturing, again, nothing to really worry about. The thing with the modeling and texturing, as I keep saying, is Assetto Corsa, they've got that down to a T now on the cars. They've even got that down to a T on the track. It's just the track environment that really needs to be worked on. And as you can see now, I'm going to start going a bit faster. I've had my lap of calmness, so we're going to have some faster laps going on now, which might be fun. I do like the interior of the car, but it's just very standard Porsche now. Now I'm kind of used to it. I suppose it's not exceptionally good. This one is a bit more subtle. It's nothing too fancy as opposed to some of the other Porsches that have a bit more fancy interiors. But the same, it looks the same kind of effect. It's got that clock in the middle on the dashboard. It's got the the display, which you can't actually do anything on. You can just see it just says 911R. The actual speedometer, tachometer, everything's functional there. As I just bumped, I don't know what caused me to bump that. Everything's very functional there. Working clock, again, that goes back to a joke that we've been running for a long time on this channel about cars being good based on whether or not the clock works on them. It does work. Outside looks very, very good. You can see that this car has a rear diffuser as opposed to a huge rear wing. That's obviously to help keep the car down. There are some subtle changes here and there across the whole car. Some carbon fiber bits here and there. Some front splitters a bit different. You know, the wheel arch is a little bit different. And it does have a rear wing that pops up at a certain speed. I'm not entirely sure what speed, probably about 80 miles an hour or something, which does mean that if you had this car in real life, if that wing popped up, you're probably getting pulled over, so be careful. Of course, you're not going to have this car in real life because only 991 of these cars were made, and unless you're one of those 991 who just happen to be watching this video, you're not going to have this car, unfortunately, because it's such a wonderful car. Sounds on the car, well, it sounds like the GT3 RS in some ways, but it sounds a bit more how can I put it, it's a bit more lively in some ways. It does feel a bit more lively in some ways, a bit louder, but it's not massively loud. It's not overpowering, sort of like the Zonda R, which is crazily overpowering, and it does sound a bit deeper. It does sound a bit deeper than the GT3 RS. Now, I don't know why that is. It's just got a bit more of a deeper sound, both inside and out, actually. Outside maybe not as different, but it just does sound just a bit deeper, which is all right. What else? The exhaust notes quite nice from the outside, and it just feels good on the sounds. They sound fairly accurate as well, and it's, like I said, it's not overwhelming in that sense. It's not too crazy. Maybe it's lacking a little bit in terms of the sounds, but overall it's fairly nice. Physics. Now this is where I've got to say that this car is awesome. It genuinely is awesome. You put your foot down and the car just goes. You know, it's lighter than the GT3 RS, but the best part is it's got a manual gearbox, so you can just shift gear. And the way you shift gears in this car is pretty quick. You can shift them really, really quickly. It feels like it's very easy to slide from one gear to the next. You know, rev matching on this car is really, really, really nice as well. Now, I know that this car does have an optional rev matching thing. I don't know whether that is actually in this, because I was just manually rev matching, but I do know this car does have optional automatic rev matching and all that. But hey, why do you want to do that? That's not fair. You want to really enjoy it. It does have the Porsche rear wheel steering thingamabob as well, which I never really understood. Never understood that rear wheel steering, but it seems to be okay. You know, it seems to work absolutely fine, and everything feels good on this car. Now, this car is a lot more slidey, especially with traction control off, because obviously it doesn't have that massive rear wing from the RS pushing down upon it. So it doesn't give you that grip at the back of the car. Also makes the car a lot more fun. And as you can see, in terms of looks, again, just quickly going over that, you can get these R stripes. You know, that you can either get the white and the red or the white and the green. I like the white and the red a bit more than the white and the green, though the white and the green does look fairly good. But as you can see, I'm doing a lot of counter steering here, because this car does have a tendency to slide. It's okay at, you know, low speeds or reasonable speeds, but when you start pushing it, the car does have a tendency to slide, because it's, you know, it doesn't have that massive rear wing pushing down upon it. Apart from that, I really like the car. I mean, I genuinely like this car. It's nice on the limit, it's nice below the limit, and when you go over the limit, it's kind of nice as well with the sliding. So well done, Porsche, and well done, Assetto Corsa as well. Well done, Kunos. It's a wonderful car. It feels absolutely great. I was actually holding back a lot here from sliding the car a lot more, just trying to get a good feel for the car outside of sliding, but you can't really do that. It's just really, really nice to drive. For me, this is another 10 out of 10 Porsche. Up there with the Cayman GT4. So yeah, this is another car I really enjoy. Maybe it's the manual gearbox, maybe that's what does it, but it's such a blast to drive. I highly recommend everyone try this car out. It's so good, and it's designed for the road, so you can take it on the track, but it does well on the open roads as well. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Assetto Corsa. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think of this car, just how much you like it, or maybe you don't like it. I don't know. I'd like to hear your thoughts though. And do check out my Patreon scheme, link is in the description box below, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.